everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today's flow is just going to be another power flow. Hopefully we'll hit a lot of muscles for both the strength and the flexibility piece that yoga brings, and challenge yourselves a little bit and have some fun. So let's go ahead and start in a seated position at the front of your mat. Cross your legs comfortably. Make sure your sitting bones are evenly rooted to the ground. Sit up nice and tall, growing your spine long. Float your eyes closed. Allow your hands to rest comfortably on your knees. Start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. As you inhale, trying to fill up all of your lungs from the back all the way around to the sides and the front. Feel that chest rise. And then as you exhale, blow it all out and pull that belly button back to your spine. The use of breath at the beginning of your practice is very important to quiet your mind, arrive at your mat. Allow yourself to be present here for yourself. So any thoughts that come into your mind and try to distract you, just push them away for the moment. They will be there when you're done. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Palms come to touch, and then pull your hands down in front of your heart, pressing your knuckles into your sternum. Maybe setting an intention for your practice today. And then take one more big inhale, and then close off the back of your throat in a small constriction to create that Ujjayi breath, that long controlled exhale, creating the sound of the ocean and sealing your intention. And try to continue that type of breath throughout your practice today. And when you might be struggling, or you might be feeling like things are getting hard, or thoughts are coming into your mind, remember your intention as you breathe your Ujjayi breath. Inhale, flutter your eyes open, and then drop your hands down by your side. One more time, inhaling up over, palms meet up overhead, and then twisting gently over to your right. Left hand's gonna come to the top of your left knee. Right hand's going to reach behind you. Trying to grow tall in your spine with your inhales, and maybe pulling a little bit deeper into your twists with your exhales. Nice gentle twist, just warming up the body at this point. And then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, come back through center, and exhale over to the left. Right hand on top of left knee, left hand straight behind you, growing tall with your inhale, and exhale, twisting deeper but gently. Keeping those inhales and exhales nice and steady. And come back through center. One more time, reach your arms up overhead. Bring your hands through heart center, and then go ahead and rock over your knees, coming into a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Knees are hips width distance apart. And we're gonna start to work into our cat and cow. Again, warming up the spine. Inhale, drop your belly, widen your collarbones, gaze is up, tailbone is up. And then exhale, push the floor away, shoulder blades apart. Allow your head to drop, belly button to spine. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, cat pose. Curl that spine. Engage those abdominals. Keep going on your own breath, a few more rounds. Feeling free to take on any other motions that might feel good to you. One more time, inhaling into cow, arching the spine. Keep your collarbone wide, gazing up. And then exhale, come to a neutral spine. Send your right leg straight out behind you, toes are tucked here. And then reach that left arm out straight in front of you. Arm, bicep is right by your ear. And then take an inhale here and exhale, lift the right foot up off the floor. Hold it here. Keeping that low belly pulling in. Try not to lift that right hip. Keeping all 5 toes of your right foot pointing straight down towards the floor. On your next inhale, stretch a little longer, maybe gazing up, maybe lifting your leg a little higher, but don't dump into your lower back. And then exhale, set your left hand down, but shift your right foot out to the side off of your mat and come up to kneeling on your left leg. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Right thumb and forefinger grab your left wrist and you're reaching over towards that right leg, stretching into that left side body. And then coming up back through center, release your left hand and then reach your left hand off the left side of your mat for a modified side plank. Keep that right foot grounded down. And then once you feel ready, reach that right arm straight over your head. Again, now your right bicep framing your right ear. Keep your abdominals tight here, feeling that stretch through your hip flexor, your obliques. And then reach your right arm straight up towards the sky. Gaze at your thumb. Lift your right foot off the floor. Hold it here. Using those obliques to keep your torso and abdominal cavity super stable, almost wrapping your transverse abdominis like a corset around your belly. Low belly pulling up and in. Hold it there. One more breath. Keep holding. Engaging those abdominals. And then exhale, set your right foot down. Coming up, again, arms reach overhead. Then shoot your arms in front of you. Sit back on your left heel. Keep your right leg out in a modified child's pose. So really feeling the stretch in your inner right thigh, through that lower back. And then roll your spine up, back into your tabletop position. Refine that nice square position. Again, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And then we're going to do one round of cat-cow. So inhale, lower your belly, arch your back, collarbone wide, gaze is up. And exhale, round your spine. Pull that belly button up and in. And then come to a neutral spine. Send that left leg out long, keeping your toes tucked. Send your right arm forward, bicep right next to your ear. Keeping your pelvis as is without lifting your left hip. Inhale that left foot up off the floor. Long line of energy from your right fingertips to your left heel. Keep that low belly pulling up and in. Transverse abdominis wrapping. Next inhale, maybe lift your gaze, lift your arm and leg just a hair, point your toe, and then exhale, send that left foot out to the side. Come up to kneeling on your right knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Left thumb and forefinger, grab your right wrist, and then exhale, leaning over towards the left, stretching into that right side body. And then inhale, come on up. Unclasp your hands. Reach that right arm out to the side. Set your hand down. Then reach that left arm up overhead. Bicep towards the ear. Pull that low belly in, nice and stable. Stretching into that left side body. And then on your next inhale, lift the left foot. Hold it here. Really, really stable here. If you can, try and keep your left toes pointing straight forward so you're really using that glute med, which helps us with so much stability. Keep wrapping with your abdominals, pulling up with your pelvic floor. One more big inhale here. Reach your left arm up, gaze at your thumb, and then set your left foot down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and then send them out long. Sit back on your right heel, modified child's pose with the left leg staying extended. And then on your next inhale, roll back up. Hands and knees, bringing that left leg in. One more round, cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round your spine, cat. Coming to a neutral spine, tuck your toes. Send your hips high, press back, downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, pedaling out your feet if you need to. Getting any movements out, any areas of tightness. Wrapping those shoulder blades against your rib cage. And then when you're ready, find some stillness in your down dog. Making sure you're engaged in that lower abdominals. Inhale, shift your weight forward to a plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower down all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes. Keep your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, baby cobra, elbows squeezing into your sides, but just coming up to maybe that bottom rib. And then exhale, back down. Inhale, baby cobra, rolling those shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, baby cobra. And then exhale, press back onto your knees, tuck your toes, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, come up on your tippy toes, look to your palms, and then slowly take little baby steps up to the front of your mat. Feet are hips width distance apart. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands can come to shins, thighs, wherever, but reach your tailbone back, crown of your head forward. And then exhale, fold it back forward. Allow your knees to be bent here. Maybe grab opposite elbows and sway back and forth in ragdoll. And then find some stillness in center if you were swaying. Release your elbows if you had a hold of them. And then bending your knees a lot, rooting to rise. Start to roll all the way up to standing. Head comes up last. Roll your shoulder blades down your back, palms forward, mountain pose. Notice where your feet are contacting the floor. You should be able to wiggle your toes, weight bearing through that outer edge as well as that big toe mound, but not through your toes. You should be able to freely wiggle your toes here. Again, check in, make sure you're pulling that low belly in and up, wrapping that transverse abdominis like a corset. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, gaze at your palms as they touch, and then fold it back forward through center, all the way down. Again, knees can be bent as much as you need here. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into a plank position, lower all the way down. One more little cobra, untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra, maybe your best cobra yet. And then exhale back onto your knees, tuck your toes. Send your hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg's gonna rise. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest and hold it in this plank position. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, not left elbow, right elbow. Inhale, back to downward facing dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. This time I mean left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg rises. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest. Step the foot between your palms. If you don't make it there, once you land, just bring that foot forward. It's okay to take another step. Lower that left knee, coming up, low lunge. Biceps frame the ears. Palms are facing each other. Pull that tailbone down towards the floor, low belly in. Getting a really good stretch to that hip flexor here. And then exhale, hands down to the mat. Tuck your right or left toes under. Plant your left palm next to your right foot. And inhale, open it up, twisting towards the right, pulling that right hip back in space so that you're not flaring that hip over the edge of your mat. Low belly still pulling in. Gaze up at your right thumb, pressing out of that left shoulder blade. Next exhale, plant your right palm back down. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, but a little faster this time. Inhale, arms all the way up towards your overhead. And then exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale again, arms reach over. Exhale this time, swan dive, arms wide, forward fold, flat back. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step your left foot back. Step your right foot back to meet in plank. Lower down halfway, elbows hugging into your ribs. Keeping your chest up off the mat. Untuck your toes, lift up, upward facing dog. Thighs are lifted. If you need another cobra here, always that option. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, shift forward to plank, knee to chest. Inhale, left leg rises again, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee comes all the way through. Step it through. If you don't make it, make an adjustment and then come up to your low lunge. Right knee comes down, untuck your toes. Pulling that right hip forward in space. Keeping that tailbone tucked just a little bit. Just stretch into your hip flexor. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Untuck or tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee. Plant your right hand and twist open to the left. Gazing up at that left thumb. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to standing. Palms meet overhead. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up again. Exhale, arms wide, swan dive over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, send the right foot back. Left foot meets in plank. Lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or another cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest, hold it there. Inhale it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right tricep this time. Can you bring it in a little higher than you had it last time? And then inhale it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left tricep, maybe a little higher than your elbow. Twisting, twisting. And then inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull it forward, set the foot between your palms. Keep that right left knee lifted this time and come up to crescent lunge. Take an inhale, maybe a little baby back bend here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Now lower your right knee, your left knee, excuse me. Plant that left hand, maybe reaching back, twisting open to the right. Bend that left knee if you can, and take a hold of that left foot. Getting a nice little quad stretch here. Opening even your shoulder. Try not to collapse down. Keep your spine long. Open your shoulder. Gaze is up and back. Release that left foot. Plant your right hand down. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, right back down, swan dive over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. Both feet back to plank and move through your vinyasa. We all meet back in downward facing dog for a breath. And then on our next inhale, lift that left leg up. Exhale, shift forward, knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Again, try and pull it up a little higher than you did last time. Inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull that knee in. Step between your palms. Keeping that right knee lifted, come up, crescent lunge. Strong crescent. Inhale, maybe a baby back bend here. Wrists come back. Then exhale, hands down to the mat. Lower the right knee. Plant that right hand. Reach back for the right foot if you can. Opening that chest. Stretching into that right quad. Gaze is back and up. Release that right foot. Plant your left hand down. Step that right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, come all the way up to standing. Arms will rise. And then exhale, swan dive it right back down, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms. Step your feet back to plank and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, come up on your tippy toes, look between your palms. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to stand. Palms meet overhead. And then exhale through center, forward fold, right back down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, float or step through and move through a vinyasa. Two more sun A's just like that. Inhale, coming up on your tippy toes. Exhale, float or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, coming all the way up to stand. Palms meet overhead. And then bring them through center. Start to fold forward. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, float it or step it back, and move through your vinyasa. One more time. Inhale, come up on your tippy toes. Look between your palms. You know where you're going. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. One more time, coming right through center, bringing it right back down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, float or step back, and move through your vinyasa. Couple breaths here. Recenter. Check in with yourself. We've got two sun Bs coming up. Sun salutation B. It's a little bit longer, so I usually do two. When you're ready, come up on your tippy toes. Look between your palms. Exhale, jump or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Bring your big toes to touch in a little space between your heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, drop your hips, bend your knees, come up, arms frame the ears. You're in chair pose. Sit back in your chair pose. And breathe. Bring your hands through center. Let's press up to standing for a moment. Inhale. Drop your hands down. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms and move through your vinyasa. Once you hit down dog,
Inhale your right leg straight up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it right through. Spin your left heel down, come up, warrior one. Warrior one, your heels should be in alignment because your hips and shoulders are facing forward. And if you're in too narrow of a stance, that's essentially impossible for our body to do. Try and stack that right knee right over your right ankle. Strong back leg. Trying to ground down through that outer edge of your left foot. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, left leg rises. Exhale it straight through, step it down, spin your right heel down. Coming up, warrior one. Check your alignment. Check your engagement. Remember your intention. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, up on your tippy toes, look between your palms. Exhale, float it forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your knees, drop your hips, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, just one breath here. Exhale it right back down, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, float it back, and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step that foot through. Spin your left heel down. One breath, come up, warrior one. Exhale it right back down. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step the knee through. Spin your right heel down. Inhale, one breath, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back, lower chaturanga. Up dog. Are you guys warm yet? Let's all meet in down dog. And just be like, wow, hope that was the workout. No, my friends, there's more. It's not going to be too bad, don't worry. But we are going to go ahead and start. So, inhale your right leg. Let's go ahead and open our hip. So drop your foot down, bend your knee, open your hip, stacking right hip over left. Trying to keep our shoulders square. So that's a rotation coming in our spine, not at our shoulders. Inhale, square your hips back off. Right leg rises. Exhale, come forward, shifting forward. Step the foot between the palms. Spin that left heel down, and then warrior two. So now your hips are open to the left side of your mat. Right knee stacked right over the right ankle. Pressing it out towards the pinky edge. Right sitting bone and hip pull back in space towards the arch of your left foot. Arms are wide. Shoulders are away from your ears. Gaze over that right hand. Then flip your right palm up, reach forward. Inhale, peaceful warrior, reversing your warrior. Right arm sweeping overhead, left arm down your leg. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands right back down to the mat. Step back to plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Again, opening your hip. Drop that foot down, bend your knee, stack your right hip, your left hip over your right. And then re-square your hips off, inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest. Step the foot down between your palms. Spin that right heel down, coming up. Warrior two on the left. Collarbones wide, shoulders away. Again, check in with your core. Are you pulling up in that low belly? Are you still wrapping with your transverse abdominis? Is that left knee pulling out over the pinky edge of your right foot? So it's not collapsing in this way, but it's tracking right over the foot, right over the ankle. Flip that left palm up, reach it forward, reverse your warrior, drawing a long arc, and then exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Step back to plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down facing dog. I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit, so that's fun. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bend your knee, drop your foot, opening your hip. If flipping your dog is in your practice, roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your right arm up overhead, and then set your right foot down on the side of the mat. Lift your hips, gaze back towards your right hand, pushing up out of that left shoulder so you're not sinking. And then slowly and intentionally, if you're in your flip dog, come back through center. Square off those hips, three-legged dog. Exhale. Bring the knee forward, step the foot through. Spin the left heel down and come up. Warrior one. We're gonna straighten that right leg. Send your hips back, reach as far forward. Keep your spine long here, like you're trying to reach to your, like ahead of your big toe. Your hand can come to your shin. It can come to a block. It can come all the way down to the floor. Just make sure you're not locking that right knee and that your hips aren't flaring out towards the right side of your mat. So you're pulling that sitting bone of your right leg towards the arch of your left foot, and you're lengthening your spine. Left arm can be straight up overhead, or you can reach it over for a little extra side stretch on that left side, but just try and keep your chest open. Try not to collapse. Other option is reach that left arm behind you, like you're reaching for that right hip crease, opening your chest, spinning that chest up towards the sky. Wherever your left arm is, let's reach it forward. Frame your foot with both hands. Step that left foot up and in. Parallel your feet a little bit. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. And then exhale, fold over. Reach the crown of your head towards your ankle or the floor, trying to lead with your chest and your head, not rounding from your lower spine. Pyramid pose. And then planting your palms nice and firm. Plant that left foot into the ground. Plug your right hip in and slide your right foot up and back. So now you're in sort of a three-legged dog, but it's shorter than your normal three-legged dog. Square off your hips, right toes pointing all five down to the floor. Shift your weight up over your shoulders, come up onto your left toes, and maybe we're going to do, instead of kick switches, we're just going to do 3 hops. So shifting shoulders over hands, hop, and just trying to hold a little L handstand per se. If you find some hang time, awesome. If you don't, that's okay. We all start somewhere. Wherever you are, come to plank, strong plank, and then lower down, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, open the hip. And then if you flipped your dog on your right side, make sure you keep it even, shifting to the outer border of your right foot. Step that left foot behind you. Lift your hips. Gaze back towards your left hand. Pushing out of that right shoulder, protecting your shoulder joint. And then slowly and carefully coming back through. Three-legged dog, left leg lifted. Exhale. Shift forward. Set the foot between your palms. Spin right heel down. Come up. Warrior two. Straighten that left leg. Send your hips back. And then reaching forward. Spine long, come down. Triangle pose. Left leg forward. Right arm reaches. Spine is long. Right arm can reach high. Right arm can reach overhead. Or if you'd like to open your chest, reach that right arm behind you for that left hip crease and spin your chest open. Wherever you have that right arm, sweep it up and over. Turn towards your left foot. Frame your left foot with both hands. Step your right foot up, parallel your feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold it forward. Keep your spine long here. Reach the crown of your head towards the floor, or towards your ankle. Allow your head to be heavy, relaxing the back of your neck. And then planting your palms firmly, planting the right ball of your foot firmly. Sweep that left leg up and back. Three-legged dog. Again, 3 little hops. Shift your weight forward first. Come up onto your right toes. Maybe you get some hang time. We're just looking for that L shape here. Engage your abdominals. Once you get a lift off, and then once you've done 3, come down to plank. Hold a strong plank. Re-engage. Then exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. One more little sequence here. So inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring that knee into your chest, set the foot down. Spin that left heel down. Come up, warrior two. Straighten that right leg. Send the hips back, reach that right hand forward. Coming for triangle pose. Now, what variation did you like when you were in triangle pose last? Do you want to explore other options? Do you want to take the same option? We are going for half moon. So, generally half moon, the best place is for your left hand to be reaching up. So you've got that kind of counterbalance. But if you'd like to take the half bind, reaching for that right hip crease, opening your chest, or you'd like to take your hand over your ear, go for it. This is your practice. Whatever you decide, we're gonna go for it. So looking down at your right toe, look ahead about 6 to 8 inches. Launch off of that left foot. Left foot comes up parallel to the floor. Foot is flexed. Spine is long. Right hand can be on a block, the floor, or floating if you want to really make it hard for yourself. Keep a gentle bend in that right foot, right knee. Shift your gaze when you're ready, either to the side, or if you really want to challenge, gaze up towards the sky for the fullest expression. Rebend that right leg when you're ready. Set that left foot down. Inhale, arms wide. Flip your palm up. Reach forward. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Spin that right heel, left heel up. Step back to plank. Shift back to right to downward facing dog from here. And then we're gonna lower down to our forearms for dolphin pose. So try as much as you can to keep your forearms parallel. But in dolphin pose, we're pushing our chest towards our thighs. Try and keep your shoulders over your elbows. And then if you would like, start walking your feet in so that your hips are coming up over your shoulders. And then just hang out here. And then when you're ready, walk it back, but stay in plank. But now you're in forearm plank. Nice and strong plank. Next, go ahead and lower your hips down. Keep your forearms parallel. Lift your chest. Think like you're pulling your elbows and your palms straight back towards your hips, but they're not really moving. What that causes is an opening in your chest for Sphinx pose. Press all 10 toenails down to the floor. Make sure you're not turning the toes out. Turning the hips out, really. And then come on back down to your belly. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Gaze down at the floor. Tuck your toes. We're gonna push up straight from here to upward facing dog. So engage your core first. Pull your elbows back next. Core stays engaged, elbows stay pulling towards each other. And when you're ready on your next inhale, press right up, upward facing. And then press back, exhale, downward facing dog. And then let's go to the other side. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, pull your knee to your chest. Step the foot between your palms. Spin your right heel down. Come on up. Warrior two. Straighten that left leg. Reach forward, sending your hips back. Triangle pose. Decide which arm variation you want to take here. It does not have to be the same as you did on the other side, but challenge yourself. I challenge you to challenge yourself. And when you're ready, gaze down at your left foot, bend your left knee, send that right hand in front of your toes. Right leg parallel to the ground, foot is flexed, low belly's in, transverse abdominis is working hard. Open your chest, keep your spine long, little micro bend in that left knee. Very good. Rebend that left knee. Step your right foot back. Inhale, open your arms wide. One more breath in warrior two. Then flip your palm up. Reach it forward. Arch it back. Peaceful warrior. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Step your feet right back to plank. Hold plank. Shift back. Downward facing dog. Nice strong downward facing dog. And then lower your forearms. Trying to keep your forearms as parallel as you can. This time, feel free to play in your dolphin, walking your feet up, maybe feeling an amazing stretch in that shoulder and upper back. Make sure your head and neck is relaxed. Maybe you play with lifting one leg and then the other. Maybe you just hold dolphin. Whatever you do, just challenge yourself. And then come down, forearm plank, little hold here, re-engage, and then lower your hips down, coming into Sphinx pose for a moment, and come all the way down to your belly. Make a little pillow with your hands for a moment. Maybe bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side. Lower your feet down. Look down towards the mat. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Engage your core. Elbows pull back. When you're ready, inhale right up to an upward facing dog with your toes tucked. And then press your hips back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank. Come down to your knees. Cross your feet underneath you. And come back to your seat. Feet come in front of you. Flex your feet, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, reaching far, far, as far as you can with a long spine. Wherever your hands land, take an inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, using your hands to maybe pull you just a little bit deeper into your forward fold. Go ahead and round your spine. Allow your head and neck to relax for a moment. And then release wherever you're holding. Coming back up to sitting. Press your heels down into the mat. Reach your arms wide. Start to curl your spine. Keep your heels pressing. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat as slowly as you can. And when you land, bring your feet up so your feet are flat, knees are bent. Maybe you can graze the back of your heels with your fingertips. And when you're ready, take an inhale, pressing through both feet, keeping your hips, knees, and toes aligned in one straight line. Lift your hips up off the mat. Maybe your hands find each other underneath your back, and you roll your shoulder blades underneath you, bringing you a little bit higher. If your hands are clasped, press your forearms and knuckles into the floor. Make sure you're grounding down through both the big toe mound of both feet. Engage your abdominals. And go ahead and release. Nice and easy. Bring your feet wide on your mat and then drop one knee and then the other. Windshield wipering, opening that SI joint for a moment. Then heel toe your feet back in towards each other, resetting up for either a second bridge pose, or if full wheel is in your practice, bring your hands right by your shoulders, and on your next inhale, pushing in to a full wheel. For me, I like to push to my shoulder blades first. So however you get into full wheel or your second bridge, go ahead and go there now. Hold for 5 breaths, and then we'll all meet back down on our backs when you're ready. Inhaling up. I'm delaying because I really am not looking forward to this. I haven't done a full wheel in a while, I feel like. Wherever you are, come on down. If you're in full wheel, make sure you lower to your shoulder blades first. And windshield wiper your legs with your feet nice and wide. And then heel toe your feet in towards each other. Cross your right leg over your left all the way so your knees are stacked right on top of each other. And then bring your knees in towards your chest, grabbing around that left shin, giving yourself a little hug. If you'd like a little more, see if you can grab the outer edges of your feet and bring your feet towards you for a nice stretch of that right and left glute. Here, when we're doing more of these stretching poses, make sure your breaths are staying long and you're sending your breath to those tight areas where you're feeling that restriction. Release your feet, set your left foot down, and then switch, stacking your left knee over your right. Pull your knees into your chest first. Give your right knee a little squeeze, and then if you can, reach for the outer edges of both feet and start to pull them towards yourself. That bottom leg, that leg that's underneath, is gonna feel the most stretch here. Sending the breath to those areas that are screaming a little bit. And then release. Uncross your legs. Bring your feet wide on your mat here. And then drop your knees in towards each other. We stretch an external rotation so much, but we forget how important this internal rotation is for our hip health. So, it's one of my favorite things to do. It kind of confuses the body. It's like, what? This isn't a stretch, but so good. And if you're really active runner, you lift weights, remember this stretch when your hips are bothering you. Go ahead and send your both legs out long. Then pull your right knee up into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And then taking your right knee in your left hand, stretching your right arm out straight from your shoulder. Pull that right knee over towards the left. Gaze over at your right hand. Little easy supine twist. Starting again now to slow our breathing down. And then come back through center. One more little hug for that right leg. And then send your right leg out long. Left knee comes into your chest. Give it a hug. And then pull it over towards the right. Gaze over at the left hand. And then come back through center. One more little hug for your right leg. Your left leg. Now pull your right leg. Both legs are in. Maybe curl that head up. Touch your knees to your forehead. Give yourself a hug. And then slowly start to unwind and set yourself up for Shavasana. Legs can be out long. Legs can be crossed. Feet can be bent. Always feel free to put some support under your knees if laying flat is hard. But this is your chance to really rest and do nothing. Continuing to keep the mind still for one last moment, maybe the last moment you have today. Staying in your vinyasa, I'm going to read you all a quote / poem. So just keep your eyes closed, keep your breath steady, but not necessarily deep anymore. And just listen. This comes from a book that I love. I read from it pretty much every practice. It's called Heart Talk by Cleo Wade. And this is after a practice, a way to give gratitude to our bodies. And it's called A Love Note to My Body. A love note to my body. First of all, I want to say thank you for the heart you kept beating even when it was broken, for every answer you gave me in my gut, for loving me back even when I didn't know how to love you, for every time you recovered when I pushed you past our limits, for today, for waking up. Start to bring awareness back to your breath if you lost it. Maybe deepening slightly, just noticing what rises and falls as you inhale and exhale. Start to bring small movements back into your fingers and toes. Maybe rolling your wrists, rolling your ankles. Sway your hips side to side. Bend your knees up, put your feet flat on the floor. Rolling onto your right side. Staying in this fetal position for just a moment. And then with your eyes closed, press yourself back up to a seated position. Similar to where we started, comfortable cross-legged seat. Both sitting bones grounded, spine is long, you are tall. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, palms come to touch overhead, and then pull your hands down in front of your heart. Again, pressing your the knuckles of your thumb into your sternum. Bow your head slightly in a gesture of gratitude. Gratitude for this time that you took for yourself. Gratitude for your body doing things that you may not normally ask it to do. Gratitude for this space, gratitude for your neighbor who's practicing right along with you. Bring your hands to your third eye, pressing your knuckles into your third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you, ladies. And men, maybe there's men that watch this. Go and do big things today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, I would just ask that you would take a moment to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment if you feel so inclined, and share with your friends. I would very much appreciate that. Have a beautiful rest of your day and your week, and I will see you all next week. Namaste.